Listen, OG Anunoby is the greatest Nick of all time. Right now, OG Anunoby is the greatest Nick of all time. I literally have chills from what I just witnessed. This was no words, absolutely no words for what I just witnessed. I'm like still processing it in this moment. I was literally pointing out all game how I was going to talk about what the Spurs are doing differently in order to build this lead. Sure, they were on fire in the first half, but never in a million years would I've predicted that they would have had the biggest choke job in NBA Finals history, if not in NBA history, period, because of how important this game was. The series is basically over now. I'm literally sick to my stomach for Spurs fans. I'm not even a Spurs fan, not even close to a Spurs fan, and I'm sick to my stomach. I can't even imagine what they're feeling like right now. And on the other side of things, the New York Knicks, you guys are destined to win the NBA Finals. I don't even care. To come back down from 29 to win a crucial game to go up 3-1, just pack it up right now, Spurs. There's just no way. There's no way. I still can't get over the fact that OG Anunoby is literally the best player ever. He's the GOAT. It's just the only explanation for this. You know what the funniest part about all this is? Plus minus tells us absolutely nothing, because OG Anunoby was -1 today. Even though he had the tip in, he was 10 for 15 from the field, 7 for 9 from 3. Okay, so how exactly did the Spurs get themselves into such a atrocious situation? Well, the shot selection. The shot selection was just so bad in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it just felt like they were chucking up threes all the time. And that's what happens when you basically have a magnet ball, when you're basically shooting the lights out in the first half, because all of a sudden you have this confidence that you can make all these shots. Now you're relying on shots that you usually don't make. You're getting away from the fundamentals in the way. First of all, I don't understand why Mitch Johnson didn't take a timeout earlier, because you're in the middle of collapsing. It's not like the Knicks played an exceptional third quarter. The Spurs, with the 29-point lead, let human nature get to them. I think the moment got away from them, and what was happening mentally to the Knicks in the first half reversed and started happening to the Spurs in the second half. They were getting into their heads, knowing that they were going to blow this lead. I mean, just looking at the box score, this might be the greatest collapse I've ever seen. 41 points in the first quarter, 35 points in the second quarter, and then 14 and 16 in the third and fourth quarter. That's just absolutely disgusting. I mean, yeah, the defense was desperate from the Knicks in the third and fourth quarter, as it should be when you're down 29 points. But that's where you start to draw fouls, which is I did see Stephon Castle do, I saw Dylan Harper do, but some of the shots from Wemby were just like mind-boggling. I mean, there was one possession where he shot a 3, which was not even a good look to begin with. They got the offensive rebound, and then he shoots another one less than 5 seconds later. Like, you are 7'4". Go to the basket and do what gave you success in game 3. This game was literally a tale of two halves. You have the first half where the Spurs are utterly dominating, and Karl Anthony Towns' early foul trouble is paving the way for the Knicks to get into their head, and you have Wemby with iconic "I'm in your head" shot. But then it's like you turn off the TV at that point, and you have the second half, which is where the Spurs look like a completely different team. They can't make a single shot at all. Fox is turning over the ball again. Everyone is just all discombobulated on offense. And then the Knicks are obviously playing desperate defense, having been down 29. You have OG Anunoby just doing his thing. He's the only constant throughout the whole entire game, doing his thing. But ultimately, it comes down to when we have a 10-point game in the fourth quarter, and you're like, who do we go to on offense? This is the difference between the Knicks and the Spurs. For the Knicks, you went to Cat. He hits a clutch 3. He has a tip in against Wemby, I think. And then you also have the Brunson clutch 3. You have key guys that you can go to and you trust in that moment. For the Spurs, it just looked like, okay, I'm going to toss the ball around, and then whoever has the best shot, you take it. And even Wemby, like, even though Wemby and Fox hit a couple clutch shots, they didn't really show up when it mattered the most. Wemby literally missed both free throws to retake the lead. I mean, that is just not acceptable in a game like this with your season on the line. But honestly, to me, I just can't stop thinking about this being the OG Anunoby game. Like, he was just, like, I know Jalen Brunson had 36 points, but again, it was not an efficient 36 points. He took 25 shots again. It didn't look like the Jalen Brunson that we're used to looking. Of course, he had the clutch shots that we know he can make, and he's a huge reason why they did win today. But without OG Anunoby, man, the Knicks had absolutely no chance today. I also cannot believe that Mike Brown threw Jeremy Sohan, Ariel Hook-Porty, and Jordan Clarkson into the game. Okay, maybe Jordan Clarkson played a little bit last game, but still, he played all 3 of those guys. He played 12 guys at the first half for the Knicks, and they won an NBA Finals game. Just off that, the San Antonio Spurs should be ashamed of themselves. I don't even know where the Spurs even have a chance from here. They just don't, because of how deflating a loss this is. To blow such a lead after losing game 2 how you did, this has just been an atrocious set of losses for Spurs fans. I wouldn't wish this experience for Spurs fans in the NBA Finals on anyone, even my worst enemy. Even if you think of the tip-in that OG Anunoby had, that is definitely a defensive mistake, because you were not even guarding the inbounder, and you know he's going to be running in to try to get a tip-in, and to have no one guarding that, and for that to happen, it just shows the inexperience, the youth, the difference between what the Knicks are and what the Spurs are at this very moment. Even with everything bad that happened with the Spurs today, I do want to shout out Dylan Harper, of course, because he does not look like a 20-year-old rookie at all. He's absolutely ridiculous. If the Spurs won today, then I would say that he probably had a chance at being in some of the conversations for Finals MVP, just because of how special he's been. But obviously all of that is dead weight now because of what just happened, and because I don't think the Spurs have a chance anymore. Overall, what a ridiculous series this has been. I'm definitely going to remember this for probably the rest of my life. But yeah, literally this was sort of a rambly video because I didn't even have any notes prepared for what I was going to talk about in that Knicks run, because I didn't actually believe they were going to pull off this comeback. Most of my notes were about how the Spurs are changing the momentum of this series, and I'm still in as much shock as you guys are. Let me know what you thought about this game, what you think is going to happen from now on, because I've learned not to predict anything anymore. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.